Okay, and so there are still some of you here. No, but the good news is I will not deliver a long speech because it has been such extremely structured days of discussion that it would be a bit odd to add another speech to these or to try to summarize them in great details. But let me say, dear participants to the NATO Industry Forum, that I want to congratulate you, especially those still in the room, for your stamina at the end of those 2 days of intense discussions and critical topics for our alliances. In addition to the NATO alliance, there is also, I believe, an alliance between NATO and industry that is continuously and cementing, and we see that as we across those 2 days. We saw that across those 2 days. I do personally think that those 2 days were a great event. I took a lot away from it, but please don't take my work for it, because you will decide and let us know through your feedback whether you appreciated the discussions and the quality of the event and what we need to do to make it better next time. Of course, nothing would have been possible with the huge support from our hosts, the Italian Ministry of Defense, and let me extend my gratitude to Minister Guerini and Luciano Portolano for really the fantastic support provided by he and his team in making this possible. We were extraordinarily happy to be in Rome, but we also benefited from a superb host that we all enjoyed, especially last night, I would say. Let me also thank, of course, my co-organizer, General Philippe Lavigne, Sakti. This has been a fantastic partnership. This is the 4th NATO Industry Forum that I've done with 3 Saktis, but I would say that this one was really a great one, and we really are, the teams have worked, which after a long pause due to COVID could resume work and deliver a great NIF, and probably one of the most ambitious ones we've ever had. And let me also, of course, thank all the panelists, the high-level representatives from industry, and you all, the participants, for your contributions. This is what makes the NATO Industry Forum such a great event. Let me maybe try to capture the forum in a few words for those who are listening online to these conclusion remarks. First of all, if numbers are a main indicator, we established a new NATO Industry Forum record with 660 registered participants by all standards, not only given the COVID restrictions. This is really remarkable. Obviously, the beauty of Rome and the hospitality of our Italian host might have contributed to this success, but I would like to hope that the topics we addressed in these 2 days, as well as everybody's desire to see business restarting, were the main drivers. Sakti opened the forum yesterday with a call to be bold, to embrace innovation, to be smart enough to grow our agility and open enough to learn from allies' industries. Having listened to our debates, I believe our speakers were bold, smart, and open. So let me not, rather than summarizing the debates, because they obviously we try to respect the Chatham House rule and to recognize that to allow all our speakers to speak absolutely freely. Those debates were extremely rich. We had ministers, ambassadors, generals, admirals, and many industry leaders, CEOs of many of the key companies in defense and technology in our alliance and beyond in the room and in the panels. But let me identify some very subjective personal takeaways for this. First of all, I think a need and an appetite to deepen the dialogue between NATO and industry even further, to address the technological and strategic challenges of tomorrow. We had a couple of NIFs linked event online, which already enabled to keep this connection ongoing. I know that ACT and many other NATO players have this effort on track. Our NATO Industry Advisory Group is working on this, as well as our agencies, but this is a debate that needs to be deepened and to continue. Second, the absolute necessity to adjust our processes and train our people to meet the challenges of innovation. Agility is a mindset, and we need to attract the best. That was exemplified again in the last panel. Thirdly, many ideas on how to best build the digital backbone for the future, but also to guarantee interoperability in the long term. And those are ideas that we will, I'm sure, with Sakti and many other NATO players take away as we think about this future. Fourthly, in that context, the need to enable the move towards a data-centric environment now, not in 10 years, but to start on this as we work on the immediate priorities. Fifthly, a strong push, an invitation from industry to leverage the best practice coming from the private sector in terms of IT and logistics to transform not only the way we do business, but also the way we operate. And there, I think there's been tremendous progress in the NATO environment, but we can do more and better. Six, a call to address the challenges of climate change by leveraging and transforming defense technologies, but also recognizing that security was a prerequisite for sustainability and that we should never lose sight of our core mission. Last but not least, the recognition that in a competitive environment in which Western technological dominance is no longer given, we need, as allies and as an alliance, to work together and with our close partners to remain the most successful alliance in history. I expect this should be reflected in the NATO Strategic Concept adopted in Madrid next year. This edition of the NATO Industry Forum was, as I mentioned, a great success. The Secretary General was enthusiastic about his participation and his engagement with industry leaders. We had more participants from the senior leadership of NATO than ever before. The entire military committee joined us for at least part of the proceedings. So I think we are really on a good track that demonstrates that NATO is listening and recognizes industry as key partners. So together with General Lavigne, Supreme Allied Commander for Transformation, Cher Philippe, we have already started thinking and working about the next NIF, and we will, please stay tuned. We will tell you where and when this will happen early. But in the interim, please, again, thank you very much to all the participants. Stay safe and healthy, have safe trips back home, and thank you all again. On this note, the 2021 Rome NATO Industry Forum is closed.